like the truth of me. The path that they provide is paved with violence, so I'll find my way by instinct. Every road I've stretched before me, just a story written for me by the fates. And I won't take it. Instinct. Every choice becomes a corridor, conforming to the shape of my mistakes. And I can't escape it.
Alright, I should get started. So I do quite like this song. But okay. We're not here to listen to people singing, we're here to listen to me getting mad at game development. And that's what we're gonna do, gamers. Okay, since last time, I've done a bit of work off stream and I played a bit of Final Fantasy instead of working the last time I streamed. But I did some important changes, which is I talked about before. Oh, something weird with the capture. Oh, I see. My little capture thing is on. What button was that again? I think it was like this one. Interesting thing there with the game. Right, I forgot that I finally fixed the bug where when you load into the game, so if we save and quit here, I finally made it so that there's not like one frame where the characters are like falling. And I did that by just having the character very slowly slide downward to where they're supposed to be. But I'm realizing now I could just have it go arbitrarily fast. But yeah, look at that. Incredible, she's just standing here. And then we can just walk around. But okay. I changed this, so let's reload this. Re-indent this. So I said a while ago that I was switching from saving the game as a resource to saving it as JSON, but the problem was it was super slow and it could deadlock the game. And that was because I was using Godot's like to native and from native functions where it can like serialize objects. But I realized I don't need all of that. What I needed instead was, because there's only like 6 instances of things that like 6 types of variables that I encode and decode to JSON. They're integers, dictionaries, node paths, transforms, arrays of things, and there's one other one, which is the quotes and the versions. Actually, yeah, 2. So like, it was super easy to just make my own little serialization format within JSON. So that way, one, there's no possibility of someone like injecting a script into your save, because that was the risk with resources, because basically like, do I even have, actually I bet I have resources still. Yeah, we still have some of these. So like you could just do like, oh wait, these are not quite the same. Oh, interesting, I see. My backups are still saved to .tres, even though they're not tres anymore. Well, hang on. Let's go to project. Do I have any resources that I can show this off on? I'm sure I do somewhere. It's not fiddle with things like that. Tres, okay. So basically, I'm pretty sure the issue was in here. You could just replace this script with any information you wanted. Like, so if you had a save file in this format, someone could be like, hey, here's a save file you can use to like get, you know, unlimited gems or whatever happen, you know, whatever a player wants. And then it's just like a botnet or something in the save file, which you wouldn't suspect at all. Which I'm pretty sure was actually, like, I'm pretty sure the exact same issue was in the saves that used the full fat, like, serialization format. So this is also just an actual, like, secure way of doing things. And faster. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't deadlock, but it saves so fast that I can't actually, like, reproduce the issue where it was, like, saving while saving. or like starting a save while it was currently saving, even though it's supposed to just wait for the thread and then save again. For some reason it wasn't working. But okay. So that was that. And so today, I'm thinking there's 3 things that I'd like to do. One that I don't think I'm actually going to do until the very end is I think it'd actually be best if I bring back the like game intro for this demo, because I think the story gets a little too, like, the story already kind of starts in medias res, like with very little fanfare and introduction. So it'd be nice to just have what little context the introduction provides in here. And then the other one is to work on the introduction that's currently in the demo, which will still be in the game, but like it only provides mostly tutorialization and like setting the tone for the game. It doesn't provide any like story context really. And then the final one is just do more visuals in this area, because that was my actual plan and like the thing that I should probably do, because like I think it's good habits to probably like do the things that I say I'm going to do and plan to do and have like scheduled to do. So didn't take much convincing. I think I'm going to do that. That means I guess just working on the neighborhood, since that was the thing that I started way back when but then got like really tired of doing. Also, I'm taking off the headphones, so if the music blows out your eardrums, that's your fault. My hair is wet because I just took a shower. And I don't like... The problem is, there's no good way to, like, have earbuds or headphones when you're wet. Because if you use earbuds, you're going to get an ear infection. Let's see, Crab Hill Farms. Unless people are just better at drying out their ears than I am. But like, even if I like use paper or like Q-tips or something to try and dry out my ears, they're still wet. Or like damp. I don't know, maybe it's a skill issue. I can also never get my hair completely dry. I got thick, beautiful locks. But alright, that's enough of that. We were started on here, and so my main thinking is, what do I actually want for here? Like, what do I want for this neighborhood? Because I think this is where we'll start. And I guess we should also include, like, all of this area. Actually, there's some... Ah, well, I don't care. Bring this out. What are the errors here? Oh yeah, the thing that like shouldn't be happening that I literally assert. Like, literally I assert in here, right here. In fact, what if we do it literally immediately before it? Oh wait, what if it's this? Because I'm pretty sure you have to set the owner after it's in the tree. So maybe the set active, huh? Well, that might have solved that. Who knows? It does seem like it's specifically this add child, though. Well, I can't tell. There's no stack trace into the C code. We'll check that someday. The real thing. In fact, let's get a better screenshot here. This whole area I want to do a bit more work on. Because it sucks. That tends to be why I work on things. Oh yeah, my other idea was to do music, but I don't want to do music. It's too scary doing it on stream. But maybe someday. Also, I specifically am wanting to do music for the trailer. Because I will need a trailer soon. But that will require also having like the visuals and things and the scenes set up for it. More work. Work begets work. Okay, so I've done several iterations where I just draw stuff and then I'm like, I don't use it. So this is gonna be another one of those. But like, what is the experience that I want? What do I want the player to actually feel when they come into here? You know, if the player's here, what do I want them to see? I think more rocks. I see that. I see a dearth of rocks. What am I looking for? This. So yeah, let's put ourselves in our own shoes here. We're here. What do we want? Do we want this road to just keep going this way? I guess so. So yeah, because it'll probably go all the way down this way. And I'm not sure how the road will go interior. Like, that doesn't make much sense for a road, you know? I think eventually at some point it has to swap over. And then maybe there's just something here that, like, you know, some sort of logical stopping point. Also, the music has stopped. The music has already stopped. No, it hasn't. It's just very quiet. Okay. I guess I shouldn't... Let's think about it from within the demo. Let's have a few different areas. I do this a lot, where I'd like just take snapshots of things and then don't use them at all. Ooh, this is a nice little, like, spot for this. You know what? 8,000. 8,000 pixels. We can afford it. This computer has like 12 gigabytes of RAM or whatever it has. I think it's 16. But okay, I'm here. I'm awesome. I think I'd like rocks. So, you know, I'm thinking like a big old rock. Maybe here, so that way it doesn't directly obscure the pyramid too much, because I want that to be like a landmark of that the player like just is looking at and going like, what the heck is that? And I guess I should think about that as well here, but yeah, and having this right here could also just help create sort of a implicit barrier, which I don't even know if I want that, but I will put it there anyway. I also need... I need my concept art out. Also, I found that I have like a lot of different places where I've been putting concept art. Because I have the 2 separate drives, or 3 separate drives where I'm working from. What am I looking at? This is what I need. So yeah, like this one has different files than this one. But oh well, let's ignore that. I think some walkways would be nice. It's like maybe you can come up, maybe there's a little road that comes out this way with little trucks. I've been saying I want little trucks for a while now, and that way you can go like up here. So it'd basically be like down here there's a little way like this. Well, I have it up here. So that way it's still within the boundaries. Where do I want it? You know, I think I prefer it down here. It'll lead the player smack dab into the demo zone, or like demo boundary, but that's okay. The player needs to know that there's more out there, and that they don't get access to it unless they buy the game at full retail price. If they wait for a sale, it cuts this specific area. This will be tricky, but that'll be okay. And I'm thinking then we can have more like, maybe we have a big rock right here. You know, that does this. It does this. We don't have this here. And then instead we have, you know, buildings that are like organized around this thing. And then I'm thinking I would like higher level, like taller buildings probably. Maybe other little things like little towers to climb. What would I want here? Like, would we want anything to like come up into here? Like little houses like this? I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna put rocks up here instead. And so that way there's a logical explanation and also some like fun stuff for the player to like climb on and interact with over here. And it'll like make it less obvious that this texture like repeats 17,000 times. Which I need to figure out a more permanent solution for that, but I'll just ignore it for now. Actually, we should get some Grand Canyon photos. Hang on. I need to hack Windows first. Okay, now it's usable. Now it's good. So yeah, but we need Grand Canyon, which is not a euphemism. So it should not show me anything. There we go. Yeah, because I'm thinking, what do I want? And how are we going to get the terrain to, like, texture in a nice way? Because I'd like larger scale layers like this. And then the smaller scale rocks. And then other things like that. But I also want it to still run at a reasonable frame rate. Let's also look up like Utah. What is it called? Like Goblin Canyon? Goblin Valley. They have rock goblins. These are the goblins, the titular goblins of Goblin Valley in Utah. Do I want anything like this? Probably not in this specific area. Let's look up Jordan again. Country. Very similar vibe, actually. Yeah, lots of layered rocks. See, this is basically just a big goblin. A big rock goblin. Thank you for this AI-generated image. Why would you need an AI-generated image of a thing that exists? I don't get it. Ah, well. Let's think about this. I don't really need that, but I will actually mix in some more Sirti ruins, because that'd be good. And yeah, actually, have I even learned anything from this exercise? I think I have. I think what I'd want is the way that the rocks sort of like have these seams, and then they like bridge out with more debris and stuff. Well, would we want this to be so close to this? I guess it'd be fine. You know, it's like maybe this wall doesn't even exist, and we just have like natural barriers from all these beautiful rocks everywhere. Yeah, you know, something like this. We have more rocks. We got cooler rocks. We got better rocks. And I may build these as meshes instead of as into the terrain, because I'm thinking I'm still divided on whether or not I'm going to keep the terrain as it is, or if I'm going to convert it into a height map and start fiddling with it that way, because my height map editor is coming along slightly. And it would be cool to just like move. Well, no, then the problem is the height map editor is only in Godot, and all of this stuff is only in Blender. And like, I've been slowly, all of my other workflow stuff is like making things in Blender instead of Godot. But okay. With this, we can start doing like more rocks in here. That's what we need. We need more rocks. They'll be very beautiful. Little goblins and things like that. And then here, I'm still holding out hope for just some sort of thing to do activities in. Like either cricket or like a soccer field or something like that. So that way there's some evidence of like leisure. And then do I honestly have any strong opinions on like the buildings here? I think I'd like it to be a little path that goes here and then maybe a little path that goes up and down here for some reason. That feels right. I don't know why. And then maybe over here there'd be another field with like trees in it again. And then eventually more old Sirti ruins, but I think maybe an old wall. Actually, that'd be a neat idea. So if I'm not going to have the road here, I think I like the idea of like, there used to be a big fortress wall. And that's what the rest of these like ruins are, or that's what this road is like conforming to, kind of. Because I put a big rock here, but that's actually not very useful. And then maybe it just gets blown up here. Okay, well, I don't see any way that I could improve upon this. So, that's what we're doing. I'm not even gonna have my headphones in. Let's just get gaming. We don't even need this tablet anymore. I'm throwing this in the garbage. Speaking of limited desk space, I've been exploring the idea for a long time of, I have a, what would I call it? A laptop with a digitizer, which means that it basically works, or it has like a stylus that you can use for tablet drawing, and it's cool. But I think what I'm gonna do is not have it, or I'm not gonna use it as a computer. I'm gonna find a way to use it as a drawing tablet for this computer, because now it's like 10 years old or something like that, so it's just not powerful enough for the modern day and age. But then the problem is, I don't actually have enough desk space to use it here. So it'd be like I'd have to make, or like get a larger desk. And it's like an if you give a mouse a cookie situation yet again. The work begets more work. Because as cool as it would be to use that tablet as like a poor man's Cintiq, basically. I mean, Cintiq, are Cintiqs even used anymore? I think everybody switched to just using an iPad. Like in the actual like professional art space. Let's kind of just get in rocks here as just like figuring out what I actually want for the overall vibe. I'd like there to be a feasible way to get up to here, basically. From here. Yeah. Actually, I just realized I can just, like, scale them however I want. Do whatever I want. And then eventually just, you know, make them work. I want this to be... There we go. Okay. So yeah, I want a little gap, I think, in here. Or maybe we just have a big, huge rock wall, and that's the boundary of this area. Like this side of it. You know, look at this. So is this feeling right? Is this feeling reasonable? I guess it's okay. I think now the issue is it kind of makes you wonder why that's not the case in all of this area. You know, why would it just be uniquely rocky up here? I should have named all of these something else. Let's batch rename. Oh, Control F2. There we go. Cylinder. Replace with pillar collision. Or rock pillar collision. And we're going to put this into the farms to ignore them, or to annoy them. Yeah, maybe I just put a bunch of fucking rocks. I don't even bother with like the fields and stuff. You know, their leisure activity is climbing rocks. And that's going to be great for you, the player, because there's a whole platforming movement mechanic system, if you didn't notice. You know, so that'll just be, you know, dandy. It's too uniform. Just make some of these taller. You know, I wonder why these are uniform. I say as I, like, copy and paste the same object 45 times, rotating it slightly. But okay, let's try with these, just like getting these materials. And we'll see how I feel about that. Godot didn't like that. So what exactly did I do that it didn't like? Because I saw a whole bunch of things. One was the rock was in the wrong position. But okay. Let's see how Godot feels about it. There we go. Okay. A little bit better. And then we can get all these rock pillars. Our Rick pillars. There we go. I may not have learned touch typing. Okay, how does this look? How do these feel? You know, I like that. I like the verticality, at least. I mean, the rocks themselves are obviously just like, they're like flan. They're just like big things, big cylinders. But I do like having just a lot more verticality. Because it wouldn't make sense for the buildings around here to actually be like, you know, 17 stories tall. But if it's just a big rock, I mean, big rocks do whatever they want. The only issue is then definitely that it makes all of the rest of the terrain look undetailed, which it is. But I suppose we got worse things. So yeah, I think the main thing would be breaking up the uniformity of both the texture and the, like, meshes. And so I think that can kind of just be the start of the plan here. And so this would be a great place for like a natural wall. What is this actually? Do I want this to be all like fucked up here? I think I'd want like a less fucked up wall. Or like a less fucked up rock. Should probably like look at more reference before I start just like grabbing vertices and moving them around and trying to make things that look like believable. But what if I don't? And simply do whatever I want? And then we can just let this, like, gigantic n-gon be triangulated however it's deemed fit. How would it be deemed fit, actually? Well, I don't really like that. What is a click method? Actually, isn't this a better, more performant thing? I'll keep it at this, just for the sake of, I don't know. Eventually, a lot of this has to be convex colliders anyway, because as we... Oh yeah, that's... I gotta remember that. Godot physics sucks, so it doesn't, like, handle triangle mesh colliders. And I have a unique case of, like, needing collisions that are accurate. Completely unheard of, like, game development case where I need my triangle collision meshes to be, like, reasonably accurate. I shouldn't detail these too much until I actually know the rest of the stuff that's going to be in here. So let's say that's okay. And then we're going to go to Crab Hill Farms. We're going to make a wall right at the boundary. I don't remember where the boundary is, but I'm just going to make one. And it should be of a similar type of thing to this, actually. No, you know what I'll do? I'll just do the exact same thing. I'm just going to do a Bezier curve. Don't we have, like, a wall in here? Where's our geometry nodes? Oh, it's right up here. Wall boolean? No, that's the wrong thing. We need wall geo tall? No, we need wall geo, like, short. Do we have that? What if I just make this unique? I just realized I could have made parameters for this thing. Because I'm pretty sure the way that you can do this is, how do we, like, there we go. So we can do, like, an input. I thought we could do an input. You know, like, have a thing here. And then, like, have that as, like, an attribute. Capture attribute value. Named attribute. This will be like width. And I'm pretty sure now what's in here. Oh. Is it this instead? There we go. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Width, height, bottom width, top width. Let's remove this. So I'd say this will only be like 4 or 5 meters tall. This will be our old ruined wall. And for now, the way that it'll work is I'll just lay it out. Yeah, now I think the way that I'm going to work on this from now on is basically just like prototype stuff like this as easily as possible to just get like the sense of where things are going to be and how it feels to platform on it, ignoring all the bugs with the broken collision, and then come in and like make it real nice with all the like convex collision stuff. Since I must reiterate, Godot is broken. Yeah, I have been thinking about if the migration to Godot 4 was actually worth it, because I'm not actually really using any of the benefits of Godot 4 except for the LOD system. And even that I'm kind of not using. I'm using like the HLODs, which are like half of the system. But okay, would I want this wall here? Maybe they would use... You know what? Maybe they would use this wall. Basically, I'm imagining... this. So yeah, the actual things that I wound up doing, it would still mostly work with Godot 3. Like, what was the issue that I was having? Like, performance issues? And I wound up just, like, being more diligent about hiding things that weren't being visible, or that shouldn't be visible, to get rid of the really bad frame drops that I was experiencing. But okay. I think my big question is this even, like, useful? Okay, we're gonna say that. And actually, oh, thank you, Godot. Full blender. Thank you, Blender. Okay. Get this thing. Is it... Does it work? Hello? Is it okay? Blender, are you okay? Why can I not, like, edit things? Like, move it around at all? Whatever. For now, what I'm going to do, bring some of this stuff back up so that way it actually doesn't, like, look wrong. It's like, do we want this one up here, or do we want this? I think I'd want this... No, I think I'd like it like that. What do we even want in here? We want this path to be cleared. We don't even need this. I don't even know what that's going to be done. Or, I guess now I know what it was used for. It used to be the wall for this house. But okay. We have it come in here. Great. Beautiful. Can't even select this curve. For some reason. But okay, now we just get like a cube. Because I'm thinking... Actually, we don't even need this anymore, for now at least. Where the hell is this? Oh, wait. There we go. Boolean modifier. Does it exist anymore? I mean, I guess we can just go to, like, wall boolean.01, duplicate this. Oh, duplicate this. I guess we don't... I guess we don't duplicate this. Never mind. Fuck me. Duplicate this one. Okay, whatever. So do the same thing again. Because this time, what we're going to need is we're going to need a whole bunch of things. So this will just be a Boolean subtract. In fact, can we put as many objects as we want here? Ah, well, we can. Eventually we can. But okay, that means if we go to here, we can change this to a new object. It's this object. Then we hide this object. And then we have this, and it's beautiful. And then actually this curve needs to be up here, because this is going to be... needs to be in the collection as well. Wall, city, entry, collision. And then, look at this. Let's do origin to center of mass. Now let's do cursor to selected. Selection to cursor. Not quite. Wait, why did this not do what I wanted it to do? Oh yeah, because it takes every individual vertex and moves them to the center of the origin. Okay, that's good enough. So now we're gonna have, this is gonna be a dirt road. Actually, how am I going to do the dirt roads? How do we do dirt roads in this day and age? This is going to be the question on everyone's mind. Okay, well, for now, I'll ignore it. That's a good solution to most problems, is just ignore it until it can't be ignored. Okay, so these two, we just send them out this way. Oh yeah, and also I should fix some of the glaring issues with our thing here. Actually, where are the issues with it? Oh, right here. This is the main thing, really, is the fact that it like doesn't go all the way into the ground. Huh. Why does this do what I want if I move it further down? I guess that's fine. I'll just move everything further down a little bit. There we go. Problem solved, as far as I can tell. I think if we go to rendered, we'll be able to see all of our beautiful shadows. Like, look at this. I didn't even notice this. This is completely irrelevant because these walls are going to be deleted soon. Okay, actually I'm also thinking this would be a perfect spot for these. So pretty quickly we will have another chunk that connects these two roads together. There we are. Any other places where this is going to go awry? Yeah, it's going to be really tricky to figure out how to do dirt roads in a way that I like. I think it might be that they don't receive shadow. No, that'd be too confusing. Like, to make this work as a dirt road, it needs to have a substantially more compact, like 0.03. Oh. Like 0.03 for 3 centimeters off the ground, and even then, that's quite a lot. So we're going to have all sorts of problems with this, I bet. Well, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, actually, right now. So yeah, let's ignore that. Let's bring the next step of our beautiful thing into place, as long as I do this. 2 collision. Actually, this should be like dirt road. And I think it should actually not even have... No. If it doesn't have collision, it'd be confusing. So do we still have our dirt road material? Hey, we do. Nice. Because look what it is. It's dirt road o'clock time. And it even works beautifully. Not a single stretched texture anywhere to be found. And also, this thing, helpfully, is with us. Why is it with us? Where did that cube come from? Why is it here? Oh, because I put it in the wrong collection. There we go. Oh, I see. I made this not selectable for my own convenience, and now it's inconveniencing me. I can't even edit this thing directly. Okay, so we don't need this. Sweep all that under the rug. Oh wait, we should actually like start working on things. So like, this is going to be an old Sirty wall. Thank you, Godot. Not even focused, and it's already taking control of my mouse. Beautiful. Graceful, even. I think I should probably make that move a little faster. But okay, and we can still see the, like, issue with the dirt roads, which is that, like, they are very obviously floating and, like, transparent. But I think once I get the texture a bit better, it'll work a bit better. It'll be fine. And then we can even have it extrude. We can have a dirt road there, but I won't. Because what I'll probably do instead is I'll just have a bunch of decals. How do I want to do that? That'll be difficult. But okay, once we've gotten up to here, I don't actually know what we need. More houses is the big thing. And then more wall prefabs, simpler wall prefabs. Probably basically just a beveled cube with an unbeveled cube as like an alternate. And like 25 variations of it for different lengths. And then we basically come into like the more modern area. And then we come into this area, which I think I'll probably change this wall. Since, I mean, well, I'll have to change this wall because the collision is bugged, because Godot is broken. And then we come into the main city area. Okay. So I guess the main thing is, do I like where this wall is? Does it make sense? Really, it'd make more sense if it used that cliff as a natural boundary. So then it's like, ah, okay. You know, so we move this whole thing up here, or alternatively, I move this whole thing back. Like this. So that way it's like, ah, yes, I see. And then we can have more rocks. More rocks. Such as here. And I'm thinking this. Practically designed. And triangulate this.